Have you ever wondered what happens in someone's mind when you just vanish from their life? No explanation, no warning, just gone. Do they feel relief? Do they spiral into confusion? Or do they suddenly realize what they lost? Today we're diving deep into the 6 powerful emotions that take over when you simply disappear. And trust me, some of them might shock you. But before we get into it, imagine this. You wake up one morning, grab your phone, and nothing. No messages, no calls. The person you once spoke to every day is gone. How would that feel? Well, that's exactly what we're about to explore from the other side. 1. Confusion. What just happened? Disappearing without a trace throws the human brain into chaos. Psychologists call it a cognitive dissonance overload. The mind craves closure, and when it doesn't get it, it spirals. At first, they'll try to rationalize. Maybe they're just busy. Maybe their phone died. But as hours turn into days, confusion morphs into something else, something more unsettling. And here's the kicker. Women, biologically wired to seek security and connection, tend to feel this confusion deeply. It's not just about the absence of messages, it's the absence of certainty. Ever had your Wi-Fi randomly cut out in the middle of a binge-worthy show? Now imagine that, but with your emotions. Yeah, not fun. But confusion doesn't last forever. It evolves into something much stronger. 2. Anxiety. What if something's wrong? After confusion comes a creeping sense of unease. This is where the mind starts filling in the blanks with worst-case scenarios. Did I say something wrong? Are they hurt? Were they ever real with me? Women, particularly those with an anxious attachment style, feel this on a biochemical level. The brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone, pushing them into a state of high alert. And that's when the mind does something unexpected. It starts rewriting history. 3. Nostalgia. Were they actually perfect? Here's where things take an emotional twist. Once the shock fades, they start remembering only the best moments. Even if the relationship was rocky, the brain, in its desperate search for closure, romanticizes the past. Maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I should have fought harder for them. The science behind this. The Zeigarnik effect, a psychological phenomenon where the brain fixates on unfinished business. The sudden disappearance leaves an emotional cliffhanger that they can't let go of. Kind of like when you hear half a joke and never get the punchline. So frustrating, right? But nostalgia is a double-edged sword, because as memories resurface, so does something even stronger. 4. Anger. How dare they? Oh, and this is where things get interesting. The moment nostalgia fades, anger kicks in. At first, it's subtle. Maybe they didn't respect me enough to say goodbye. Then it turns into resentment. How could they think I wouldn't notice? Psychologically, this is the mind's self-defense mechanism. Anger is easier to handle than pain, so the brain rewires the narrative to protect itself. But here's where it gets ironic. Anger often leads to obsession. The need for justice, for understanding, keeps them thinking about you even more. And then, just when they think they've moved on, they feel something they never expected. 5. Regret. Did I push them away? This is the phase where doubt creeps in. After the fire of anger burns out, they start asking themselves, what if I had been more patient? What if they were the one? For many, this is the moment they consider reaching out. But by now, the dynamic has shifted. The power has changed hands. It's like returning to an online shopping cart days later. Sometimes, the deal is gone. And finally, we arrive at the last, most crushing emotion of all. 6. Acceptance. Maybe this was meant to happen. The final stage, the hardest stage. Acceptance doesn't come overnight. It's the slow realization that life moves forward with or without answers. But here's the twist. True acceptance often comes right when they least expect it. And ironically, that's usually when they finally hear from the person who disappeared. But by then, it might be too late. So now, you know the 6 emotions someone feels when you disappear. But the real question is, what happens if they disappear on you? If you want to understand that side of the story, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon, because we've got some mind-blowing insights coming up next. And tell me in the comments, have you ever disappeared on someone? Or had it happen to you? I want to hear your thoughts. Until next time, Keep exploring the mysteries of the mind.